Well, hello, it's MapTool Corner again with me, Fellonius the Wizard, your happy MapTool game amateur. This time we are looking into Blood Bowl, my version of Blood Bowl framework, and see a little bit how it works. This is the game between Dark House Status, the Dark Elf team, and Golden High Proud, the High Elf team. They are to the right. We are going inside the game. It's already halfway through the first half. As you can see, we are way ahead, and Golden High Proud has made one touchdown, easy peasy, and no damage is done at all. A bit annoying for the Dark Elf team. Now, the High Elf team has now put up with a rather pretty standard ordinary defense, orc defense actually, that's invented by the Gorged Eye back in the old days. And the Dark House Status, the Dark Elf team, got a touchback so they could put the ball on top of anyone they wanted. The ball jumped out of bounds into the public. But the spectators are not allowed to do anything this half. The kickoff table, we did get another reroll for the Dark Elf team. Now, the thing is about this thing is that now the Dark House Status got the ball already, and they have 5 turns in this drive to get a touchdown. They might actually do that, and just that and nothing else. One of the bit tactical sides of this game is how do I use the total game. Since the High Elf team did the receiving in the first half, then the Dark Elf team will have the receiving in the second half. So if the Dark House Status can end in the 8th turn with a touchdown, then the half is over, it stands equal 1-1, and the Dark House Status will also have the ball in the beginning of second half. The strategy then being, of course, keeping the ball for as long as possible, perhaps doing a touchdown like in 6th or 7th turn. In that way, totally hindering the High Elf team to get the ball and do a touchdown. Thus, it might fail, so perhaps we need some other as well. The game is using dice, and there's also a 4-minute limit. Now I'm not going to use that 4-minute limit this time. I'm now going to play the Dark House Status first drive. They always start with moving the turn marker, and we are going to get down and dirty because according to this setup, these frenzy witch elf are going to push as far as they can, and then we just fill up with the linemen behind. Now suddenly we do have a guy who's actually he can't do much, so instead of just putting him standing there looking stupid, we are going to move him first of all. He's got a movement allowance of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can actually move right up close to that one. Now he's done his move, so I'll do a done action. I'm just keeping that one. You can all see that he has done his move. Now we are going to try who is going to blitz. Now this is important, because the blitz is actually the thing that changes the status much. Now Jimmy Hoffa will go up and just stand, and by that he is making sure that altar benchmarks and tackling zones is inside those. We'll probably do exactly the same with these two guys up here. And when they've done their actions, they can't do much more. Now there are two guys, one over here and one over there, who's actually not covered in this drive, but we'll see. Alright, I will probably make Paraton Theft do the blitz, but before we do that, we are going to jump to these witch elves. If they just push, they will keep on blocking. So we start with a block. Corina Bitchy's got a strength of 3. Jurgen Busk also has a strength of 3. Equal strength means that you only have to use 1 attack die. Now I've marked Corina Bitchy. We throw that one. That means either if anyone has a block skill, they will not drop dead. Otherwise both will drop. Jurgen doesn't have any, and she's got one. She's actually got the block skill. So what happened is that he falls, he's knocked down, and she can't do anything else, just have to be there. And we are now going to make an AV roll, an armor value roll. And he's got an armor value of 8. We need to go above 8. Now, I've done it this way, that when you do an armor roll, he's reading what AV this guy's got. So Busk's AV is an 8. Is there any mighty blow, anything we can add? No, nothing. It's a 0. 11. We hit him. So we actually got over 8. We got an 11 in this case. You shouldn't be able to see that 11 actually, but I'm having it just to make sure that everything is going by the books. So we do an injury roll, and this injury roll has nothing to do with anything else, except you might have mighty blow. She doesn't. So we ask again if there are any skills that might value. Okay, nothing. A 4. The player got stunned. Alright, that means that for the next turn, this guy can only lie down with his face to his dirt. That's all he can do. That's good. We should therefore support a Rooseveltin before we do anything else. So I'll just go and put Abo Locknail over here. He's done what he should. So has this Corina Bitchy. If you go off a bit, you can easily see which figures have done their action, which one hasn't. Okay, we still got the ball. We still got a guy over here. Now let's see if we can do the exact same thing as we did with Corina. We shall now try to do with Hero. So we start with the usual. No, wait a minute, this isn't good. We should start with the blitz. Paraton Theft is blitzing. He's blitzing another blitzer. Now, the only thing that can make Paraton Theft fall and thereby giving us a turnover is actually a roll of a skull. Anything else, Paraton Theft is still standing. That's good. But what we want him to do is push his counterpart, von Stroom, 1 step. That would be really nice. 1 attack die, he's pushing. So I'm allowed to choose where to push him. I choose to put him there. I have 3 possible ways, but down there I don't want him. I want him out of the way, and we are going to open up some sort of a little gap. Now, push means that he still stands up, so nothing else can be done. But we do put him away a bit. And since he's away, von Stroom is away, this one, Max Dark Knight, now can move up through this row and put himself next to Lafun of Crown. Doesn't do anything else. Good. Now, there are only 2 people left. 3 actually. Now, Hero is going to attack Laffoon, but he's going to aid with +1 in strength. That means that these 2 together has 4, and Laffoon only has 3. That means double attack dice. And I do have a macro that's called 2 attack dice, so we roll those. Laffoon doesn't have any block, that doesn't Hero either have, so we are going to use the push this time and put him over there. No big problem so far. Now these ones are a little bit, well, they only got an armor value of 7, so never mind. Now, Aruz Weltin has going support with Abo, so they have got strength 4, and Ingo only has strength 3. Yet again, Aruz are going to use 2 attack dice. Same result, only a push. Aruz doesn't have any block, so we'll just push. And we get moved up. Done action. Now there's only the bold holder left, and since the rest of the guys have already done all their movements, I should try to get them both. He's now going to use one of the 2 routes that he can. That's 4, 5, 6. He's got a movement of 6, so he doesn't go any further. Now he's shielded by these 3 guys. No one can ever get through them unless they dodge, and dodge a lot. So he stays there. Now everyone has moved. In order now to release all these done action, I'm just making sure that I covered all the dark elves and release done action. The state that this guy's in, Jürgen Busk, that doesn't change. So far so good. Now it's the High Elf turn. If I were the High Elf coach, I would probably try to knock down some people, but I should reinforce the number of players down here. Up here, we can do that later on. These guys only have like 66% chance of still standing after a block. We should not use that yet. This one has a little bit more, but no hurry. We should try to reinforce with these ones. That one can't do anything. So I'm using this lineman going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing him over there. That's good. He can't support Stephen Cortese, so that's nothing to do about it. And this one is actually going to do a blitz. 1, 2, 3. He's going to blitz Jimmy Hoffa with the support of outer benchmark. If he's lucky, benchmark will be able to reach Harkan Matze later on. 2 attack dice, and he's pushed back and fall. He's knocked down. Or once again, we're rolling the armor roll. No, nothing inside. No damage done, so he's just laying there. Now, I don't want him to move out of that one's range. Not just yet. Because now I can use that one against that one with the +1 from that. That's good. But we have already used our blitz. Never mind. We go up. That means that if he wants to be doing anything else, he needs to dodge out of the way. Now, Pete von Strom got a +4, again 4 strength against 3 strength, and he's moving backwards, falling. Pete von Strom do a follow-up. It's only, oh, sorry, wrong one. It's not that easy. And we are going to do an armor roll. No, nothing. And we got an 11. We do an injury roll. Nothing. And the player got a casualty. Now this is a very special way, because that means that he's, first of all, he's not coming back this game. He's out. He's also totally out of commission. That is, he is having damage of some kind. We'll see how it is. He might even be dead. So we do a casualty roll. Result, effect. He's got a 51 damage back and a niggling injury. So we change him to casualty. He will miss next match. He's got a damage back. And he's got an injury that will make him not that good to put on the pitch later on. Now, that guy who made that was Pete von Strong, is going to make later on an appearance with giving a casualty, and that casualty will be 2 points of worth. So he's just earned himself his first star play points. Now, usually you don't do this in the middle of a match, so that what I just did wasn't really good. So the Dark Elf suddenly have just only 10 players on the pitch. That's not good for them, and it will not be later on either. Okay, Aruz just stepped up, and actually he's got himself in a bit of a pickle, because Crynal can attack him with +2 in strength. That's getting 5 against 3. 2 attack dice. Didn't do much, just pushed him a bit back. We need to use the correct ones. Okay, but Crynal can still use his skill in helping Lafoon. So Lafoon's got a 2 attack dice, and that means if you have dodge, you are just pushed back. And of course, the witch elves do have that, but still. Okay, that seems good enough. Now we need to, let's see, we have got 1-on-1 on those. There's one, that's good. We're just going to move these 2 guys and put the state direction on them. They can't attack. Okay, let's push this one. Block against block. 1 attack die. Okay, both are standing. Nothing happened. And the last one is a 1 against 1. Oh, he falls. He's got knocked down, which means that it's a turnover. We are now going to see if he's hurt. Nope, nothing to add. No damage done. And we remove the state stunned. He's now effectively rolling over, getting his face upwards towards the sun again, but he can't rise. And we are going to change the state from done action to not. Okay, that was 2 turns of Blood Bowl, using just one person, of course, to do both coaches' work. But it's rather easy. It feels like it's working properly. There are things that isn't correct, of course, and the thing is that I could use the proper dice faces outside here as pictures. That was really neat. That was really fun, actually. I have also made some more macros, fan factor change. Now that should be something else later on. Match winnings, even got an MVP randomizer. That means that number of players is important. As you can see, he's got number of players 12. And we use that number 12 and rolling a 1d12. The other guys have 13 players, so his number going to be 1d13. Just using what's already out there in the tokens. We can roll for weather. The weather is nice. It's a table, nothing in it. And we can toss for kickoff. The one who said Falcon has the option to choose whether to be kicker or receiver. Now it's usually advantageable to be the kicker in the first half and receiver in the second. But if you don't have any people left for second half, then it really doesn't matter. Right, I couldn't show you any throwing a ball or whatever. I could easily do that, but I don't want to. I didn't show you any agility rolls. That is also rather easy to do, mainly because it's inside each token. You do have that agility. And if I just push the agility, combine modifiers, none in this case, dice 4, you made the roll according to this one. This markup here. If you're rolling a 4, you often succeed. Mainly because the agility is 3. It's got an agility of 3, so you need the dice 4 or higher. You made the roll. So it is comparing towards the player's agility. The throw is about the same, nothing true about that. We can also do the foul, and there's an extra go for it. That's just an ordinary 1d6. Right. Well, that was my Blood Bowl so far. There will be some changes, of course. I also have something to tell you about the rulebook. The rulebook 5 is actually the latest one, but there are one more out there. I think I can make the link to that real one. It's not called rulebook 6. It's just an updated version. It's still from 2010, so it's 3 years old. But it is out there if you're interested. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.